Some of the most manipulative people in your life are not actually trying to resolve the conflict. They're trying to get you to lose control. Because the moment you emotionally react, you explode, you shut down, or become dysregulated, the entire dynamic shifts. Suddenly the focus is no longer on what they did. Now the focus becomes your reaction. And if you're a good person, that moment hits you deeply. You don't want to walk away feeling powerful or justified. You feel ashamed, guilty, regretful, and out of alignment with who you believe yourself to be. And that is exactly where manipulative people want you. Because the moment you begin questioning your own character, the entire situation flips. You go from being the person who was hurt to the person apologizing. From the person reacting to unhealthy behavior to the person defending your own intentions, your emotions, and your self-identity. Most people completely miss that that is not accidental. It's orchestrated. You see, manipulative people rarely provoke in obvious ways. It's usually much more subtle than direct aggression. It's the dismissive tone, the interruption, the invalidation, the sarcasm, the timing, or the small comments that slowly build tension inside your nervous system. Just enough to affect you emotionally, but not enough to clearly call out without feeling like you're overreacting. So naturally you tolerate it. You try to stay calm, you explain yourself reasonably, you give them the benefit of the doubt because you're trying to be mature and emotionally grounded. But they keep going. They push again and again until your nervous system reaches a breaking point. And the moment you react emotionally, everything changes. Now suddenly it becomes you're overreacting. You're too emotional. You're aggressive. I can't talk to you when you're like this. And just like that, the focus shifts away from their behavior and onto your reaction. This dynamic works especially well on good-hearted people because good people care deeply about being in integrity. They care about being fair, being loving, emotionally responsible, and kind. So when someone attacks their character, it hits really hard. Manipulative people unconsciously understand this. They know that if they can get you feeling guilty enough, you'll begin self-correcting automatically. So you'll start explaining yourself, you'll defend yourself, and you'll try to prove to them that you are not the person that they are portraying you to be. And this becomes the second layer of manipulation. So instead of defending their behavior, they put you in a position where you begin defending your identity. Now you're saying things like, that's not what I meant. You're misunderstanding me. That's not who I am. I would never intentionally hurt you. And meanwhile, the original issue quietly disappears from the conversation altogether. That's the game. They don't need to explain themselves if they can get you busy explaining yourself. If you stay in this cycle long enough, you slowly begin losing clarity, confidence, grounding, and even trust in yourself. You start questioning your own perception of reality. Maybe I did overreact. Maybe I am too sensitive. Maybe I handled that badly. And yes, maybe your reaction wasn't perfect, but that's not actually the point. You see, healthy people do not require you to react perfectly in order to take accountability for their own behavior. In healthy conflict, both people can acknowledge what happened. One person can admit that they became reactive, while the other can still acknowledge the behavior that contributed to the situation. But manipulative dynamics rarely work that way because there's no shared accountability. There's deflection, projection, and control. And this dynamic only works if you stay focused on the wrong part of the conversation. The moment you become obsessed with proving that you're not the problem, you've already lost the frame entirely because now you're operating inside their reality instead of your own. The shift happens when you stop defending your character and you calmly return to the actual behavior itself. Stop arguing about your intentions, you stop trying to prove your goodness, stop trying to convince someone that you're reasonable and loving and trustworthy. Instead, you calmly bring the focus back. When you said this, when you did this, that didn't feel okay to me. And most importantly, you stay there. Because manipulative people will almost always try pulling the conversation back toward your emotional reaction. They want the conversation to become about your tone, your sensitivity, your frustration, or your very character, because that removes pressure from their behavior. So instead of getting pulled into the spiral, you calmly return back to reality. This isn't about that. This is about what just happened. Grounded people are very difficult to manipulate because they do not abandon their own reality simply because someone attacks their character. This conversation is not only about manipulative people, it's also about understanding yourself. Why does this dynamic affect good-hearted people so deeply? Because good-hearted people often carry a deep desire to be seen as good. They care deeply about integrity and not hurting others. And while that is a beautiful quality, it can also become a vulnerability when someone learns how to weaponize your conscience against you. Because manipulative people know that if they can get you feeling guilty enough, you will self-correct. You'll self-blame, you'll over-apologize, and work overtime to repair the relationship, even when you were not the one who actually broke it. So the real work here is not becoming colder or more callous or harder or less compassionate. It's becoming more grounded, more capable of saying, yes, my reaction may not have been perfect, and that does not erase what you did. Both things can exist simultaneously. One of the deepest traps manipulative people create is convincing you that peace requires self-abandonment. So you stay quiet, you suppress your feelings, you over-accommodate, you minimize your experience. You end up tolerating behavior that does not actually feel okay, all in order to avoid conflict. But peace that requires you to betray yourself is not peace, it's compliance. And eventually something inside you starts breaking because your nervous system knows when you are abandoning your own truth in order to maintain someone else's comfort. Real peace is not pretending that everything is okay. Real peace is staying rooted in reality, even when someone else tries to distort it. At the end of the day, your power is not in winning the argument. It's not in proving that you're a good person. It's not in finally getting the manipulative person to admit they were wrong. Your power is in staying grounded in what is true. Grounded in your experience, grounded in your reality. Grounded enough to stop abandoning yourself simply because someone else tries to make you question your own perception. Because manipulative people only control the dynamic for as long as you keep abandoning yourself in order to keep the peace. And the moment you stop doing that, everything changes. Thanks for watching this video today. If you get value from my content, make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. I don't want you to miss future conversations about awareness and emotional freedom and enlightenment. And if you really want to go deeper into the work, head over to my website at keithcrossley.com. I've got additional teachings and resources and coaching options, all designed to help you attain the highest levels of mental and emotional freedom. I really appreciate you being here, and I'll look forward to seeing you in the next video.